Hello everyone, Krydax here, and welcome back to pYanodon's Season 3. Our base is humming along, maybe not so nicely. We've been getting all sorts of stuff done, like more glassware, and apparently now... Is it actually insertion rates that are the issue here? No, it shouldn't be. Oh wait, maybe it is. I only have 3 going in. No, that should be fast enough. The output's not fast enough. Aha. Let's go fix that. And then, yeah, we're gonna be fixing all sorts of stuff in this episode. Working towards more power. I'm still a little concerned about how much 3 gigajoules is. Is this thing doing the math wrong? Like, it feels... Something doesn't feel right here. But I was looking at the potential for the biomass or dried biomass. It just doesn't really seem that doable. Like, that's a lot of logs. And 14. I could work towards trees Mark II, and maybe that would make it more doable. But that's a lot of seedlings, which is a lot of moss. And you look at that, 19 nursery. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's, this is feeling like a lot more than I thought it was. So, I'm getting more and more enticed by the idea of tidal power. Anyway, so what are we doing here? Maybe just a fast inserter? Yeah, that seems a little better. And why is science totally stopped up? Is it just glassware? Could be glassware. Wait, what? Oh, this is... Wait, did I already research tidal power? Wait, what's going on? Oh, I must have just blasted right through it and not even noticed. Yeah, okay. So these making 6 megawatts a piece forever feels pretty nice. 10 mechanical parts is expensive, don't get me wrong. But like, what if I just build 10 of those at a time? You know, like that feels like a pretty solid... That feels like a pretty solid system. And I'm actually gonna do a bot mall buffer both, I think. Because tidal power plant 1, I assume, is an ingredient in tidal power plant 2. Yeah. And given we're gonna want to make a lot of them. Yeah, so let's throw that down here. Bot mall buffer both, tidal power plant Mark 1. I'll do 10. But then we'll end up with, for now, not having any on channel 1. So channel... Which one have I been doing as channel 1? The one that's on the corner. Okay. So channel 1. But we don't actually want any on that. Okay. So then, and then we'll do 1 recipe's worth of requests. No, I'll do 2. We'll buffer 2 recipes worth. As far as insertion rates, we are talking like hundreds of items here. So at only 2 items a second, that's multiple minutes per. That might be fine still. I don't know. I might switch that to a fast inserter. Okay. All right, well, that's all we need to do for that. And then, yeah, I mean, to actually create tidal power, I think using these areas are great. What another thing we can do is actually, it would use a lot of landfill, but I could do something like this, go into the water and landfill right next to it, and then we can put tidal generators all along. We can use this lake for our benefit, but for now, I think I just want to landfill. Wait, what? No, I don't want water fill. Kind of assumed I could get landfill by clicking on the water, but instead it just grabbed water. Landfill. Yeah, let's straighten out some areas. And unfortunately, I don't know exactly. We'll have to look at how wide they are. Tidal power plant Mark 1. And I just want to try something different. That's part of why we're trying it too. Okay, they are 5 tiles wide. So we need this to be 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this can kind of be my measuring stick. Yeah, so this actually has to be like that. And then that's 1. Would be 2. And then this can be 1. Uh-oh. It's hard to kind of see what I'm doing here. Right there. 2. Yeah, we'll leave it the way it is for now, but we'll do some more fixing. Okay. That alone is going to take a while. Landfill with construction bots is a giant pain in the butt. Giganto paino in the boto. So, science is waiting for Pi2. What is Pi2 waiting on? Well, of course, as soon as we look, it's not waiting on anything. But it probably was glassware, if I had to guess. Anyway, let's keep working towards fixing things. Vrauk food is the next thing I had on my list. We are just tending to the Zen garden. We got lots of stuff to fix. I enjoy it. I hope you guys enjoy it. You're gonna go grab the train and move over to the food area. See what we can improve here. And yeah, I think, did we need to do anything else for this? No? It should be good. I'm excited by the idea of tidal power. You know, it doesn't sound like a lot, but every 60 free megawatts really is going to add up. Like, it's just free power. Don't have to worry about it. I don't know. Okay, so why is this is all very problematic, isn't it? Why is there no flora? Oh man, someone pointed this out and I forgot to set that to filter. Shoot. It was not even a filtered inserter. Isn't that ridiculous? Like, how does that even happen? Oh goodness. Someone pointed this out a long time ago. I remember it now. And I noticed it and I was like, oh yeah, that is a problem, and then I like got distracted by a million other things. Goodness. So now we've got biomass on this guy, going all the way to all the way to here. Now, Vralkfood's currently doing okay, but I don't like the method of production right now. I think I want to move towards logistic spots, potentially. Phylogy, biomass, so many random things. Let's see, I have some bio crud, I have some jerky I can get rid of. I picked up some skin. Some more flora. Okay, so anyway. Yeah, we've already got our channel 1 requester there. I just feel like this would be pretty easy to have another cellulose maker. We need 0.8. We've already got enough of those. Also, why is this... Oh, until the Vralkfood output empties out, it won't get rid of the bio crud into the trash slot. Okay, that's fine. And then we need more cellulose into the building. That shouldn't be that hard. I can do that. Ooh, our first tidal power plant. Nice. Oh, I'm out of power poles. Okay, I get it. That's gonna take forever then. But then how do we get the cellulose over to here and get the bio crud dealt with? That is a more difficult question. Like, actually difficult. I think... Oh my goodness. Okay. This is ridiculous. But I think this is it. I think we've got this guy here, grabbing bio crud from there. And then we've got this guy here. This is what Bob's adjustable insert. This is the sin of Bob's adjustable inserters right here. This is what it allows you to do. And then we need to wire the building up to do the same thing. Yeah, I think it's that simple. And then we need the inputs of hydroxide and wood. Okay. Okay, well that should do it. Man. And I think I want to let Vralkfood pile up more than it has been. Let's go to 1500. What's our total stacks? We've got up to 144. Ulrich food was paused for a long time. Horlex food seems okay. Worker food is still not going. Why is worker food still not going? Wait. What am I not seeing here? When did I break this belt? Wait. What is happening? Why was that belt just randomly broken? What did I do? Okay, I don't have filtered outputs. So that means we could get, yeah, biocrud, jerky, and workers' food all on this belt. We've got fluorospolenen to the left. So that means biocrud and jerky are going to the right. Wait, no, this is messed up. This is not right. This is not right. I understand what I screwed up now. I'm putting up to 4 things on one belt, and 2 of them need to go to the right, and 2 of them need to go to the left. So that creates a problem. So, because fluorospolenen needs to go straight, fluorospolenen and biomass. Jerky and... oh, goodness. Let's see. What's the way to fix this? Well, fluorospolenen... I think the easiest way to fix it is just a few more splitters. So we'll have splitter for biocrud, splitter for jerky, and they both, and I don't think belt siding matters here, does it? No, they just get loaded into there. Okay, so that works. So there's biocrud and jerky dealt with. And then what's left is potentially biomass and fluorospolenen, both of which will go onto here. The problem is biomass onto there is an issue. What am I doing with biomass? I'm not doing anything with biomass. It's just building up in here. Is that right? Wait, that is right. Oh, shoot. So what we need is what we need is a provider of biomass. Like this. And then that gets requested over here. This is just a way to do it. There are better ways. But I don't have a good trashing situation, so this will work fine. Okay, so I think that fixes that problem, and now I can hook this up again, and workers' food will run again. Goodness. What a royal screw-up that was right there. I don't know how those two got deconstructed. Okay, I need more coffee, man. Wow. But that should do the right thing for the trashed things. Only workers' food should go to the left. Wait, I still didn't handle biomass going this way. I don't even know, man. Do I just add more spaghetti? I mean, that feels like the right answer. More spaghetti is always the answer, right? Biomass ends up here, we just send it, there we go, perfect. Spaghetti, and it's done. Okay, well, all of that should accomplish... And now we're out of wood. Why is there no wood on this belt? Oh, was the wood shipment a little late? Do we need to increase our stackage a little bit there? Probably do. We're up to 214 stacks though, so I actually am restricted on stacks here. What I might do is this. Oh, this is gonna break everything for a hot second, but just bear with me, bear with me. Okay. And then I can go a little higher on some of these, like seaweed might need to go a little higher to like 24, moss to 24. I can imagine flora being fine. I think the other ones are probably fine. But yeah, we had multiple issues with worker food and Vraug food and stuff, so I'm glad we came here and fixed all that. And we should have increased our max Vraug food production to the actual max of 0.8 here, which should be more than enough once it gets all backed up and everything. So I'm gonna leave that alone for a while. Hopefully it works out. Now, time for tidal plants. It is time for the tides. Oh, this is awesome. Ooh, I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. Okay, and then we're gonna need power. Oh my gosh. I would say our first free power, but technically, we have some free power. We have some free power, but it is nothing compared to these tidal plants. Okay, more rubber. I'm gonna delay for a while. More power is something we're working on. I wanted to check on the cotton gut sushi. How's it going? It's still not quite there. This one doesn't have enough pups. Okay, I've decided that the fix for this is actually going to be a buffer. Because the problem is we don't have enough cotton butts running around the entire loop to always be filling all three of these. And the output is already limited. So the input needs to have a little buffer. What's the easiest way to do that? So I think what I want is then a little... I mean, this is kind of messy, but I want a filter that grabs cotton guts, the regular kind, off the belt, puts it into here, and then that is buffered to like 1 stack. And that way we just have a larger backstock. Maybe this should be like 150. Maybe I'm still stealing too many for this one to run. See, that one can't even reach properly. Well, I guess it'll grab one if this one isn't. Let's see, does that work? Nope. Alright. Gotta be a fast boy. Okay, so that'll steal plenty of cotton guts. That'll steal every cotton gut that goes by, actually, so that should be okay. And again, yeah, like this one, you can see it's already out of cotton guts. But it just barely is gonna... Yeah, I don't know. I think we might need to buffer the cotton guts on both. I guess what I could do is something like this, and then we can buffer both. Into this thing, and then we can feed both from there, and then these can blacklist on cotton guts. That's my idea anyway, and that should be fast enough for both. Both buildings together need 0.4, so that would have to run 1/3 of the time. I don't know. Might throw in one more. Okay. But I think the mixer has finally kind of worked. Let's look around at this belt. It does seem like there's finally some moondrops making it. It does seem close to overfilled. Maybe I should have just used a stack inserter. I don't know. This one was just so close to the belt limits, and it's so long of a belt. I think those two things create issues that I wasn't really prepared to deal with. So sushi does have its drawbacks. You gotta be careful. Anyway, I think that's finally fine to just leave alone. We'll have to see over time if that's true, but all three of these are running now, so that's good. And we still have plenty of cotton guts for now. All right, circuits on trains. I don't want to do that right now. That's a big project. That's remaking all of this nonsense. Most of it won't be too bad. Let's be reminded what even are circuits. I guess creosote is not on trains yet, so that one's gonna be probably the hardest thing actually of all of this. Yeah, I think it is. Formaldehyde we've already got for free, so I don't need to be making that with moondrops anymore. Same with methane, though that's for the formaldehyde, so we can just get the formaldehyde. Easy peasy. I might even have a new Formica recipe. I don't remember. Okay, so in the Pi 2 problems to fix subcritical water / manure. So a new AUG build, I guess, is next. Putting AUGs on trains. Officially. Oop. We've got a swap over happening. Because we finally got to enough moss. They're all ditching their stone, which takes a long time. It takes a really long time. But the hope is that at this point now it can switch over to the cheap recipe and stay there. I wonder what the rate is going to be. Currently it's 3.44, but that's not all of them, you know. There's still a few more buildings. We'll check back on that in a minute. Anyway, we need a new AUG build, so let's get that going. AUGs. When do I get AUG Mark II? We do get it somewhat soon. It's after Grodd, which is what we need to make bedding, which requires Yotoi and Grodd. I'm a little iffy on whether that's gonna be better or worse. These costs are so hard to estimate. These costs are so hard to estimate. Like, am I better off making AUG food or not? Like, I'm gonna guess no. Because AUG food is expensive. I mean, let's see. Let's look at the food version versus the non-food version. So for one AUG, we need 1.2 AUG food, which is, you know, look at that Ralasia. Yeah, I mean, 26 Ralasia plants to support 11 Aug paddocks. That doesn't quite feel balanced. And that's not even accounting for the seeds and the recycling of said seeds, which means we need more, even more Ralasia. Yeah, that... See, that's where, like, this food is deceptively expensive. I don't even know if I should be doing Vrauk food right now. These foods are way pricier than they seem. Now, they get cheaper when I get to, like, Tier 2 Ralasia and Tier 2 moss and Tier 2 seaweed and all that, because then it's, you know, cheaper. When do I get Ralasia 2, by the way? Or do I already have it? Oh, it's right there. We get it very soon, in fact. Interesting. Alright, well, let's then look at the version of Aug that does not need Ralasia. Now, it's possible that this one's worth it, but the pup one isn't. You know? But even then, I'm not sure about that. Let's just try the Tier 1 recipe here. That moves up. It does require a lot more Aug paddocks, but I think it's still better. Wait, and fewer pups? That's weird. The pup ratio is actually worse, weirdly enough, with the better recipe. Okay, yeah, I mean, this isn't terrible. That's a lot of flora. Yet again, flora seems to be a pretty huge cost in some of these. And it's a lot of moss. But I don't think I need 1 per second is the thing that I'm thinking. I don't think we need 1 per second. We've been producing a maximum of 0.075 per second. Oh, that's bad. That's really bad. We need more power poles anyway. Let's go fix that. We need more everything. Alright. Power poles are over here. And then we'll go refill the rest of our inventory. When did we disconnect all this, I wonder? Wait, what? That didn't fix it? Oh, it didn't fix that. There we go. Okay, so that's fixed. Let me refill all my belts and inserters and stuff. And pipes. Pipe to ground's almost gone. Alright. Now, I definitely have some trash. We've got some barrels, we've got some soil, we've got some glassware. We've got some ash, we've got coal dust, we've got biomass, chitin, petri dish, cytostatic primer, 5, 18, 2, 11, 6, 8, 14. Lots of random crap here. Okay, that felt really good. Okay. And then that clears up the old inventory for some more of these things. Circuits are a problem. I already know we're running out of circuits, and grabbing all of these loaders is certainly not helping that problem. But what else can I do? Oh, and then we need big power poles, which I haven't remade yet over in the auto mall. I need to do at some point. Oops. Snapping on? What did I just turn? What did I just do? Shift V? I don't know what Shift V is doing. Snapping of what? Anyway, we have our first tidal power plants. Uh-oh. Oh, okay, that's over the last hour. That's averaging. I was like, oh no, the power is not consistent. Okay, it is as we hoped. It is just a flat line. Wow, that's amazing. These are like super solar. Two, three. Oh. It's weird. Shift build, I guess builds landfill? Or why is it letting me... It builds it, but without the landfill underneath? No, it did do the landfill. Wait, I thought only Superforce build did landfill underneath something. I'm a little confused on what exactly is happening there, but sure. I remember running into this issue in Space Age. I wanted another version of Shift build, you know what I mean? Okay, how many is that total? Is that 10? Yeah. There's our first 10, and then we'll chill on power for a minute, and then we'll add another 10, you know, maybe 2 episodes from now, and we'll just add 10 from time to time, and 60 gigawatts plus 60 gigawatts. Ha! 60 megawatts plus 60 meg, you know, overall, eventually it adds up, and before you know it, we're at like, you know, 600 free megawatts, which is a massive amount of power. And again, I feel like we might, I don't know, we might be biting off more than we can chew with these tidal power plants. Like if we think about the cost per hour, like if I had 2 an hour, is that a lot? 2 an hour is 12 megawatts per hour. So after 10 hours, that's 120 more megawatts. Another 10 hours, 120 megawatts. I actually think that's enough. I think 2 an hour is enough. So 2 per hour is 2 per 3600 in terms of seconds. And if we look at the actual like item count cost, you know, for these parts, that is a pretty small cost. Okay, that's not too bad. I was worried that this would be higher. So 2 per hour can kind of be my goal. And we could even go more than that sometimes. You know, this is pretty cheap. A lot of things are less than 0.1 a second here. So it's not a huge cost to do 2 to 4 per hour. And I think that actually will help us get a decent amount of power going for the base. Sweet. Okay, anyway, back to what we were doing. What was I doing? Oh, planning augs. Planning augs. Back here in the animal block. Okay, so the main build for aug and manure is what we want in the same block. Now, I guess that's not actually necessary, because the manure... What's recipe 3? Recipe 3 adds in bedding and sap and fiber. And you don't even get that much more, but it continues to get faster. I don't know, man. I think we want 2 poop a second, at least. This is a lot of flora. When do I get flora collector 2? I'm like legitimately starting to need that. Oh god, not forever. Okay, I can kiss that goodbye. Mark II buildings are really far into the game. I don't know if Mark 3 and 4 feel equally spaced out, but Mark II is really far into the game. That's an incubator upgrade. Why did that show up when I typed flora? It's probably in the description somewhere. Because, yeah, I mean, it's hard to get 20 flora per second. Like, that's no joke. All of that together is only 35. I may need to build augs down here by another flora patch. Huh. I wish antimony and flora were different colors. That would be a nice quality of life boost. I think they're literally the exact same color. If they're not exactly the same, the shade is so close my eyes can't really distinguish it. Maybe if they were right next to each other, but even with this spacing, I can't tell the difference. One could be a darker purple, you know? It's not like there's not even a purple ore on the whole map. Tin is maybe a little bit purplish. It's kind of just a blue, but there might be a hint of purple in it. But you could easily have two different shades of pinkish purple rather than just the one. Anyway, all that to say, is there enough flora here for my aug build? Oh, do I need one aug a second? I don't think we need one aug a second. Because what's one aug rendered per second? Let's see. Can I type full render? No. Let's find caged aug ingredient. There we go. Input of 1. Yeah, I have 10 slaughterhouses. So even making 0.33 augs a second would max out my potential slaughterhouses, because that's the most we could even do per second if we were constantly doing it. So I don't think we need I don't think we need 1 aug a second here. I think 0.3 is plenty. Okay, so that'll be for the aug loop, and then the manure we can have a bit more than we had before. And that amount of flora I feel comfortable shipping in via train. It's still a lot though. I am a bit concerned about this flora patch and all of the various directions that it's going. Once belt stacking gets to 3, I probably should have all the flora go onto the same belt and then just use splitters to distribute. Because this is not, like, that's only 21 a second from everything. Yeah. Gosh, it's only 21 a second for everything. We're gonna have to start collecting flora over here too, I think. Surprised these aren't backed up yet. I guess they're close. I guess they're basically there. Now, what's stopped up Pi2 Science? This has been at 99% for such a long time. Also, isn't it funny? We had the other research back in the stream. There's something stopped at 99%, like, forever. Oh no, zip here egg? That one shouldn't be stopped. Oh, we've just got a classic, like, problem here. Oh, we do have a classic problem. Ha! When did I do this? What the heck? Wait, what? Wait, what is... Okay, that is... Oh, I don't actually know what happened exactly here. But that should fix it. Huh. It must have been when I built these two stations. These weren't here before, that's right. Oh, look at all this. Oh yeah, look at all this urea. Oh my goodness, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. You know what? I'm gonna expand this storage even more. I hate seeing this wastewater get wasted. This urea is like liquid gold. We're gonna have a nice big warehouse for that. Okay, anyway, so zippier eggs are gonna need to be fixed there in a minute. And yeah, so the flora is the part I'm worried about this, but I think we'll be fine. The rest of it's easy peasy, you know, water barrels and moss. We just ship in the moss. So this is actually quite chill. And I think we want to make... I think I want to make liquid manure on site and start shipping that around. Maybe. Maybe not. I mean, yeah, it's used in enough places later. I think we should put it on a train. For now, it's kind of only used for the depolymerized organics. So why don't we make DPO? Because we were needing to do that anyway. So why don't we make this on site as well, and we'll make both and put it all on trains. So we'll make the manure, and then we'll put liquid manure on trains. No, not 100 a second. How about 12.5? Perfect. And then that turns into depolymerized organics, which we can also do 12.5 for, or 10 maybe, because that's one building. And then the subcritical water, I can decide if I want to do the hot air version or the biomass version. Biomass is free, but look at how many more heat exchangers it needs. I think we needed like 2 a second legitimately. Or 1.1 a second, or what did I need? I needed 1 a second. Just under 1 a second. So that would mean... that would mean an actual 6 biomass a second. I can handle that. But I'm gonna go for 1.5, just to future-proof some things here. So... okay, this is, I think, what we're going for. I don't want this much actual manure, however. Yeah. Because I want to type 2 in here, and I want this to provide 2, and then I want to ignore the other stuff. Okay, why don't we go to like an even 20 though? So this would be 2 divided by 18, 18. I assume it's 18 again, times 20. I did that wrong. So divide by 220.1 times 20. Okay, one more time. Divide by 19.991 times 20, and there we go. Okay, so that's what I want to build. So let's grab this list. And we should be able to utilize the old AUG paddocks. We've already got, how many? We've already got 14. So we can save ourselves a bit of cost. That's a lot of soil. Oh my gosh, 300 soil apiece? Yeah, that's crazy. So, okay, let's grab our Helmod Smart Pipette here, and then we'll modify that a bit. We already have 14. So we'll take 14 off there, take the modules off, and then that's what we need in our auto mall here. Okay. That should do it. Now that does need 12 flora, so I am kind of leaning towards building it over here. I am leaning towards building it over here. And then we're not straining the small flora patch again. We can definitely get 12. 5 buildings is already 7. I can shift all those down. Yeah, I think we'll just do this. And I'll let the bots build a bunch over here. I can even fit in a couple between the train tracks. So we'll let the bots build some over there that I can move around manually. Oh, this is a nice glitch. Or bug on custom production UI. I'll have to report that. That's funny. Huh. Someone's been helping out with custom production UI, which is the mod that I technically maintain, but like, I don't know how to code any of it, and someone did a pull request, and I merged the pull request because it's like, okay, this seems like it's gonna work, but then like, you know, stuff went weird, but it has more capabilities now. Anyway, train stop, we want a... Well, what are we gonna need? We're gonna need strong side, we're gonna need a couple request extensions. And I can move this soil. I might move it over here so that this is kind of not spaced nicely. So I might move that soil onto the side of the flora and then it can just belt over. So anyway, we'll have a strong side request extension here. I'll have to move that belt, but that's very doable. So we'll have one for moss, one for biomass. They can both be the same one if I make it a bigger chest, probably. We won't need a request flora. So we'll do that. And then we need to provide 2 different solids. And then a fluid with liquid and 2 different fluids. So, question is, do I do a multi-provider? I think the answer is yes. I think I just do a multi-provider here. And we'll figure that out. And then we need a fluid provider extension as well. And we know we're providing liquid manure and depolymerized organics. Okay, so that's a start. Get a lamp over here. Get this belt fixed, which will look like it going this way. And this way, this way, this way. And then these are unnecessary. Okay, cool. So that'll happen, and then I think I can even have the bots move this soil extraction to over here. Let's do that. And we'll give the flora some space here. And then that comes down and over. We will need another RoboPort over here. All right. Oh, and another one here. Okay, that should get the trick done eventually. I'll probably be there personally before that point, but sweet. Okay, I also like that we're starting to be able to build more stuff from map view without even having to worry about it. That's really nice. Just let the bots sort it out. Although they are going to pick up a lot of soil. I think storage is going to become a problem in our logistics network. Like logs are becoming a problem. Like, we're gonna need to request, you know, certain things over a certain amount. Like, I should have a centralized storage somewhere. This is our trashing area, so this seems like a reasonable place to be like, hey, let's put a bunch of random storage containers. That seems reasonable. Okay, and then, hey, we finished the research. We're on to the next one. That means Zip Here eggs finally got themselves figured out. They sure did. Can't believe that happened. Okay, now we're out of phytoplankton? Now that I did not see coming. How am I out of phytoplankton? The request is just not big enough. Why is it so small? Did I not do the math right? 13 phytoplankton a second. 13 a second. That only gives me a 100-second window. Why did I not have a bigger buffer for phytoplankton? Oh, phytoplankton's broken. I bet I killed a pipe. Oh my gosh. Wait, are you for real? Oh. Okay. I see you. This is where this comes in handy. There we go. Okay, well, that'll fix phytoplankton. We've fixed a lot of Pi 2 problems, ones that we didn't even have on the list. But yeah, in the next episode, we'll be working on actually getting that AUG setup built. It's gonna be a while. Oh gosh. You know, does anyone know if... here's a really big question. When bots run fully out of power, like, you know, right there, do they go faster? Is their minimum speed faster with the bot speed upgrades? Like, is this 35% faster than it was before my upgrade? Because if so, that's a huge help. I don't know if they slow down to a fixed amount when they run out of juice, or if they slow down to a percentage of their rate. Because if they just slow down to a percentage of their rate, that's a really big help. Because it means even when they get stuck with low power, they end up being faster overall. Anyway, our tidal power is now all hooked in, and look at our beautiful power network. We've actually got, look at that. That green line, that's free power, and that green line is only gonna grow. It's only gonna grow with time. Oh, that's really nice. That's really nice. And we have, look at all this shore real estate that we have to utilize. So the base will probably mostly expand upwards at this point. I'm feeling like the width of the whole thing is already pretty high. And at some point I need to connect this through. I think that'll help. But, because it's a pretty long trip to get from down here to up here. So I don't want to go too much further to the right. So I'll probably go mostly north at this point. And honestly, I haven't made a new city block in a while, so let's just get, well, I'll wait until this construction's done. Because I don't want to mess everything up too much. This is going to take a while. Oh god, it's going to take forever, isn't it? Maybe I do need to go do that manually. I need to be done with this episode, but I'm just realizing, like, I need to pick up that 1200 soil. The amount of time it would take my bots to move 1200 soil is disgusting. Construction bots, I really don't like this. Construction bots only have cargo capacity of 1. They don't have the cargo capacity of 3 that logistics bots do. I personally think they should, because of situations like this when they're picking up sets of items from deconstructed buildings. I think it's actually really annoying that they only carry 1 at a time. It makes them far worse. And logistics bots don't have that problem. Okay. I mean, realistically, I just need to start putting storage everywhere. Put storage over there. I should probably have a storage situation, like, you know, over here for random stuff. The other problem is they don't really care, so they just end up building stuff wherever. And the other thing I'm worried about is they're gonna take stuff cross-country to put it in the storage chest that matches. And I don't even want them to do that, but that's what they're going to do. I can't prevent them from doing that. So there's all sorts of issues with a global construction bot network. But there's also, like, what's the alternative? Without having a global construction bot network, you can't just build stuff from map view. And I really want to be able to just build stuff from map view. So it's kind of a bummer. Okay, well, we'll be working on this AUG build in the next episode. As always, thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you all in the next one.